Hi, good morning to everyone. This is Bandaru Sirisha from MBA department, working as Associate Professor in Marri Laxman Reddy Institute of Technology and Management. Today, I would like to give a video lecture on human resource management, which is one of the important and crucial management in any organization for yielding a better productivity from manpower. So, in this particular course, students can able to understand the core concepts, objectives and functions of human resource management, and students can able to apply recruitment and selection techniques to identify and hire suitable candidates, and people can able to analyze training and development methods. Here we'll be having various methods in training, so people can able to have a knowledge by having a core foundations regarding this particular technical terms like training and development and employee performance, and people can able to evaluate the performance appraisal systems and their role in employee development, and people can able to demonstrate the knowledge of grievance handling and what are the grievance redressal procedures like quality work life and all. They'll able to demonstrate and can able to demonstrate about the industrial relations and employee welfare practices. And coming to this particular course syllabus, this course contains 5 units. The unit 1 contains introduction to human resource management, in which we discuss about the meaning, introduction, importance and objectives of human resource management, and human resource activities, challenges of human resource management, and the first operative function, employment. In that employment, we are going to discuss about the job analysis, which is of important operative function, this job design, enlargement, enrichment, rotation, and HR planning process, HRIS, and the most importantly the labor legislations, means laws for the welfare of the employees who are working in the organization. Means we have exclusive rules and regulations which are induced by the government for the welfare of the employees who are working in the organization. For example, laws related to the social security like PF Act 1952 and Gratuity Act 1972, and laws related to the wages like Minimum Wages Act 1948, Bonus Act 1965, Gratuity Act 1972. So likewise, we have various acts for well-being of the employees who are working in the organization. See, this human resource management is exclusively for better utilization of this particular manpower, and take care of this particular employees, to stimulate their interactions to and to yield better productivity, and to have a better satisfaction, to retain them in a long run and for the success of the organization. And coming to unit 2, we'll be having a recruitment and selection, where we discuss about the process of recruitment and methods of recruitment, challenges of recruitment, and we have a selection, and in that we discuss selection process, and we have interviews and types of tests, and interview errors and bias, and designing how we have to design interview, and how we have to conduct an effective interview, and we discuss about the other operative function, compensation management and evaluation, where we discuss about the job evaluation, wages, the difference between wages and salaries, and where is fringe benefits, we have exclusive fringe benefits which are given to the employees like DNS allowances and medical allowances, canteen allowances and so on. So all these fringe benefits we are going to discuss in this particular management called compensation management. And in unit 3, we have a training and development, where we discuss introduction and importance of training, and most importantly we discuss about the methods of training. We will be having on the job methods and off the job methods, and we'll be having management development techniques and individual group organizational techniques, and how we have to evaluate this training and development we are going to discuss in this particular unit 3. And coming to Unit 4, we have a performance appraisal in which we discuss what is this performance appraisal, introduction and the importance of a performance appraisal, and most importantly here we discuss about the methods of performance appraisal and problems of a performance appraisal, and how the feedback has given to the employees, and the role of appraisal in managing the performance, and how important appraising the performance appraising the employees of the employees who are working in the organization, and what is career planning and development, or we are going to discuss in this chapter 4. And coming to Unit 5, we are going to discuss about the integration and the industrial relations, in which we are going to discuss about the quality of work life, quality circles, and what are the industrial disputes, causes and remedial measures, collective bargaining. Means all these are the grievance redressal methods in any organization. So we may have grievances which disturb the ambience and coordination of the employees, and between employees and employees, and between employees and employers. So to avoid these particular grievances, what are the mechanisms which we have and which we are going to practice and use in any factories and the companies, that those are going to discuss in chapter 5, which is called as integration. So this is a course syllabus, and we refer this particular following national and international textbooks, and these are the e-resources which we are going to refer. And first we start this particular lecture with the introduction to the human resource management. So in this introduction, first we'll discuss about the HR meaning and the definition. So before discussing about the meaning and definition of a human resource, first we have a question: why this particular subject called human resource management? Means why we require a separate management for this particular human resource, means for the people. See, we have organizational resources, as we know, like men, money, machine, material. So but these are the classical resources which we can own. These three resources we can own. Okay, but this particular resources which is called men, which we can't own. Okay, so this particular men is a non-living thing. So living thing means a human resource is a living thing which are having emotions, beliefs and all, which is a very difficult task and a challenge to manage. So there we got importance and need for emerging one particular management for this particular human resources management. Unless we don't have this particular human resource, we can't imagine any organization. Means human resource means people. So without people, can we imagine any organization? No. See, of course, we are using advanced technologies like AI, robotics and all. But who has to invent that technology? Who has to operate the technology? Who has to give instructions, and ultimately the output means through instructions only we get output. Who has to give instructions and all? So human resources. So inventions and the creations are made by this particular human resource. So even though we have well advanced technologies, even to operate that or to switch that particular button, we need this particular manpower or the capital, which is called as a human capital, which is a very big asset for the organization. Without this particular resource, or without this particular power, which is manpower, or without this particular capital called manpower, we cannot imagine any organization. So people can make the organization, and people can mar the organization. They can bring these particular organizations from profits to losses, and they can make an organization from losses to profits. profit. So that's how we have a great importance for this particular human resource management, and we have this particular separate operative function called human resource management. So now first let us have a glance on meaning of a human resources. Human resource are people who are having aptitude, attitude, knowledge, skills to work in any organization. So here human resource means people who are having aptitude. So what do you mean by aptitude? So aptitude means perceiving or knowledge, perceivance of knowledge, which we can say grasping, or in simple language we can say grasping of knowledge from the sources is aptitude. Okay, so here means suppose you have aptitude test. In that they see the knowledge, means grasping power. Your grasping power means how your understanding levels and all, means suppose they have given one pattern, so how quickly and how clearly you understood. So that says your level of aptitude. Okay, so that referred as a human resource. See, human resource is not just an eligible employee. So human resource are persons who are having aptitude and who are having attitude. What do you mean by attitude? See, now aptitude means grasping of that particular knowledge, or how means speedily you grasp the things and all, and how clearly you grasp the things. That all says about aptitude. Then what is attitude? Attitude means values. Okay, suppose if you are an employer, you are having values, you will maintain a good working conditions, means you are having a good attitude towards your organization and towards your employees. So that even refer as a human resource. And human resource is a person who are having a knowledge, skills, abilities, aptitude, and who can adjust any environment, is referred as human resource. So just eligible employee is not called as a human resource. He need to have a technical knowledge, and he need to have a skills, a technical and non-technical skills, and he need to have aptitude and attitude, and he need to have a patience to work or to adjust in any environment, is called as human resource. Then what is a human resource management? See, human resource management is a process of managing people in an organization. See, just now we have discussed why we have to manage this particular human resource called men. Okay, so why we have to manage? Because see, we can't own this particular resource as like a other resource, like money, machine and material, and this particular resource will have emotions, beliefs and all. So it is a very big challenge to retain the one employee in one organization for a longer run. So to retain them, so he need to have a job satisfaction. So how we can give a job satisfaction, or when he will be satisfied? When we provide enough compensational benefits. Okay, when we provide a good working conditions, and when we provide a comfortable environment, when we stimulate his interactions, like called motivations. So motivation means here will be in a monetary form or non-monetary form. So here to retain this particular employees, unless we have we don't have a retaining, so here we'll be having a high cost in practicing this recruitment and selection, training and development, and so on. So that's the reason why we have to retain the employee, and we have to satisfy the employee, and even to yield a better productivity from any employee. See, ultimate goal of this particular HRM is to yield 100% productivity from an employee. So when we can have a 100% productivity from the employee, when we have a job satisfaction to the employee. So when he can have a satisfaction from the job, so when we have provided all these particular things which we have discussed now. Okay, so it is very big challenge to have or to manage this particular human resource. So now let us have a glance on the meaning of a HRM. So HRM is a process of managing people in an organization efficiently and effectively. There it comes to with the two terms, efficiently and effectively. So what do you mean by effectiveness and what do you mean by efficiency? See, effectiveness means completing the goal, and efficiency means how economically you are completing or reaching that particular goal. For example, so if I have two financial managers, being an employer, I have given them a task of procuring 5 lakhs of capital, where in means a stipulated time period I have given 1 week. So in this 1 week, the employee A is able to get that 5 lakhs rupees, and even employee B has able to procure that particular 5 lakh rupees within that stipulated time period. But here employee A has procured that capital with the 2 rupees of interest, where employee B has procured the same amount of capital with the 1 rupee of interest. Means here employee B has completed the task which is called as a effectiveness, and of course he has done that particular task efficiently, means economically, with a less cost, with less rate of interest, he has accomplished that particular task. Now you understood the difference between this efficiency and effectively. Of course, even effectiveness is also required, means completing the task is also very important. For instance, let us have one example. Suppose if we have a doctor, so he has successfully operated one patient with efficiency, means with the minimum time, with the minimum blood loss, he has accomplished his task efficiently, but not effectively, means unfortunately that patient has died. There is say no use of efficiency without effectiveness. Okay, so reaching a goal is also very important, and as well as how economically you have reached that particular task is also very important. Means, see, you have with the minimum budget, you have completed the task, but when the customer is not satisfied, so it is useless. So ultimate goal is customer satisfaction. So you have to complete the task which is called as a effectiveness, and you have to complete that task economically, which is called as a efficiency. Here HRM is a process of managing the people efficiently and effectively. Okay, so you have to get 100% productivity from the employees. For that, so you have to manage them efficiently and effectively. Means you have to get the productivity 100%, but and how you have to get the productivity with the 100% means economically, and he has to simultaneously, we need to retain the employees. Simultaneously, we have to satisfy that particular employee by motivating him and by retaining that employee. Okay, so That is a meaning of a human resource management. Now, let us have a glance on the difference between personal management and human resource management. See, our subject is a human resource management. Then, why we have other management called a personal management? See, earlier to this particular human resource management, we have other management called personal management. So when we have a one management which is already existed, then why we have other management called human resource management? See, there is a difference between personal management and human resource management, and there are certain deficiencies in particular previous management, which is a personal management. Personal management will only take care of or only bother about the productivity of the employee on cost and productivity. Suppose I am giving a 40k salary. Okay, for this 40k salary, so he has to work 8 hours. Okay, so he won't give a job satisfaction, and he won't give a good working conditions, and he won't give any other facilities, and he won't have any empathy towards the employees who are working in the organization. So only with the salary he can't give a satisfaction, or he can't retain the employees, and he can't yield a productivity 100% productivity from the employees. There we introduced this particular management called human resource management, which is modern and proactive strategy which emphasizes the development. Means it won't bother about only productivity of the employees, or no, it is not just providing a salary. It will develop the people, okay, by training them and by providing the development techniques, okay, like see, career development professionally and personally, and they motivate by using a certain motivational theories and motivational techniques like Maslow's, Asberg and all. So we induce these techniques, and we try to stimulate his interactions, so that people will contribute more and more for the organization. And strategic alignment of employees for as a key organizational aspects. It means for a better coordination, for a better harmonious relationship. Unless we don't have a coordination and the relations, we won't have a healthy environment and all. So here HRM will take care of all these particular aspects, like development of the employees, and motivating of the employees, and strategic alignment of the employees who are working in the organization for a better productivity and a better satisfaction, and for a better retainment of employees who are working in the organization. And now let us have an introduction to this human resource management. So human resource management is, as we discussed importance, it deals with the managing people in the organization. This entire function is all about the managing the people exclusively who are working in the organization. Here we won't bother about the other operative functions like finance, marketing and all. And it helps in planning, hiring, training and retaining the right employees. This particular management helps in using operative functions of exclusively HRM in the organization, and it aims to improve employee performance and meet company. See, any operative function, whether it is HRM or financial management or marketing management, goal is to have a better organizational performance. So if individual performance is good, then team performance will be good, and team performance will be good, then organization performance will be good. So the main key factor which says or which is in the hands of this particular organization success is HRM. And HRM is essential for any organization, because it ensures that the right people are hired, developed, motivated and retained to meet the organization goals. Okay, so here any HRM in using a HRM function is to have a better productivity, to have a right people, and it ensures that they are properly developed, they are properly motivated, and they are properly retained to meet the individual on the organizational goals. And now let us have a glance on the exclusive operative functions of HRM, human resource management. See here in this business management, we have two modes of functions like managerial functions and operative functions. See, about these managerial functions already we have discussed in SEM 1, like planning, organizing, directing, controlling, motivating, and all, which are means first I'll discuss the difference between this managerial function and operative functions. Managerial functions are those functions which are common to every manager irrespective of their specialization. Suppose we have a marketing manager and financial manager and HR manager. See, irrespective of their specialization and expertization, marketing manager has to plan his things, means he has to see the marketing, see whether we have a demand for the product, and he has to plan the promotional aspects and activities, and he has to maintain the inventory and demand and supply and materials and all. So he has to plan all these things, and he has to organize his marketing strategies, means entirely he won't depend on promotional activities, or entirely he won't have concentration on marketing research or the promotion. So he has to organize. Organizing means grouping of activities and assigning them to a proper candidates, and so they need to have a proper directions, means for marketing manager, and they need to have a control over this particular marketing resources. Coming to financial manager, and even he has to plan these resources, like see if anybody comes, sir, I need 50 lakhs rupees, likewise he can't provide. So he has to plan, means see for salaries this much, and he has to organize, he has to group the things, resources, okay, for salaries, for administration, for purchases, for infrastructure and all, he has to organize, okay, and he has to direct the financial resources, like without a proper directions these resources will get wasted, and we need to have a control. Just now I said no, so if any employee comes, sir, I need a 50 lakhs loan, no, we can't provide. Okay, he need to have a control over the resources. So and even HR manager has to plan, means if 100 people comes for the recruitment and selection, so directly we can't take 100 people to the organization. So whatever requirement we have based on the vacancies and based on the requirement, so we take the people. Okay, so therefore we plan that, and we organize, means see here we won't dump the employees in a single department. We organize, means suppose if we take one department, one college will be having a varied department. Suppose if you take a college, we have a ECE, CSE, MBA, means we have a grouped, and so even HRM is organized. Okay, so HR manager has to organize these things, and he has to direct the people, so what they have to do, okay, and where they have to go, and to whom he has to report, and what are the powers he is having, and what are the authorities he has to have. All these he has to direct, and he need to have a control. Being as employer, he need to have a control over the employees and over the human resource. So here what I mean to say here, the managerial functions are common to every manager, means even he is a financial manager, marketing manager, or a HR manager, he has to practice these managerial functions which are common to every manager. Okay, but here the operative functions are the exclusive functions which are performed by expertised persons. Only expertised person, performed by expertised. Okay. Operative functions are exclusive functions. Means here the functions, operative functions which are performed by HR manager varies from the functions, operative functions which are performed by the financial manager and the marketing manager. See, the operative functions which are performed by HR manager is employment and HRD, HR, human resource development, employee relations, and so on, which is same, which is not applicable to financial management. Means their operative functions are different, like procurement of a capital and so on, budgeting, all this. And marketing manager operative functions will be different, like advertising and material management, market research, and all. Means here operative functions are exclusive functions and different functions which are exclusively performed by this particular expertised person. So we are going to discuss about those operative functions of HRM which are exclusively performed by HR manager. Okay, so let us have a glance on the operative functions which are exclusively performed by HR manager. So first function is a procurement, which is also called as a employment. In this employment, we are having first we have a job analysis and HR planning, recruitment and selection, placement, induction, transfer, promotion, separation. All these we have in this first function which is called as a procurement. And it means here these are the operative functions which are, means these functions 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. These functions are exclusively performed by HR manager. The functions which are performed by financial manager will be different, but these managerial functions are performed by every manager. I think I am clear. Okay, now the second operative function in this HRM is development, in which we are going to discuss about performance appraisal, training and development, and career planning, and so on. And the third operative function in this is compensation management, which includes job evaluation, wage and salary administration, bonus incentives, payrolls, and so on. And the fourth operative function in this HRM is integration, which includes motivation, job satisfaction, grievance, redressal, collective bargaining, conflict management, participation employees, discipline, and so on. And the fifth and last operative function is maintenance of the employees, so that people will get motivated, will be having a harmonious environment in the organization. So to have a better integration and maintenance, so we have a health and safety measures, we have a social security welfare schemes, and we have a personal records verification and background verifications, and personal research and personal audit to ensure this particular means cost and contribution is matched or not. So these are the various operative functions of HRM. So in first chapter we are going to discuss about the first operative function, which is called as a procurement. In this now we are going to discuss about the first operative in the first sub operative function in this procurement is job analysis. So now we are going to discuss about the job analysis. So first we'll discuss meaning of a job analysis. Job analysis. Job analysis is the process of collecting detailed information about job, and it helps understand what a job involves and what kind of a person is best suited for it. This information is used to prepare job description and job specification, which are essential for hiring, training, and evaluating employees. Here, in simple sense, job analysis means, suppose we have established one new organization. So when we have established one new organization or entity, we will be having n number of variety jobs from all levels of management. See, here we will be having various levels in a management, starting from low level to top level. Okay, so already we have discussed all this in a SEM 1. Okay, levels of management. So from all these levels, we have identified various different jobs to be performed. To be performed by whom? Ultimately by the employees. So all job roles will be same or different? So job roles will be different, jobs duties and responsibilities will be different, and to perform that particular job, specifications will be different. So let us have a glance. So what is the job description, specifications and all, which are all included in this job analysis only. So first we'll discuss what is this job analysis is. So we are discussing one example. So after establishing one organization and identifying various different jobs from all levels, so let us have we have a 200 variety of jobs in the organization which we have identified from all levels. So for this 200 variety of jobs, the roles and responsibilities and duties and responsibilities will be different, right? So what are the duties and responsibilities which has to be performed by these 200 employees? We need to have idea, being as a HR. Why we need to have an idea? See, unless we don't have a proper idea about roles and responsibilities or the duties and responsibilities about all these variety of jobs in all levels, so to which people we recruit, and to which kind of a people we recruit, and to which qualification means how which kind of a qualifications we require, in the which which kind of experiences we require. So for all this, okay, for having a detailed information about these particular jobs and job contents, so we use this particular first technique called job analysis, through which we collect the detailed information about the each job's duties and responsibilities. So suppose how many jobs we have? We have a 200 jobs. So for each job, we collect information regarding duties and responsibilities. So for example, we assistant professor, we are collecting information about this. What I said, job analysis means collecting information regarding duties and responsibilities of each job. So let's take an example of assistant professor. So what are the duties and responsibilities that this particular assistant professor is having? So teaching, evaluating, monitoring, and so on. Okay, so what are the contents of this particular job? All these will be there, and postures of the performing this particular job, and hours regarding hours of working, and what are the compensational benefits and the risks which are involved in this particular job. All details regarding all duties and responsibilities of each job will be collected through this particular technique called job analysis. So job analysis is a process to identify and determine in detail about the job duties and requirements, means collecting information about all duties and responsibilities and relative importance of these duties for a given job. So let us have a glance on contents of this job analysis. So job analysis is divided into two types: job description and job specification. Means we collect information, but in two ways, in two methods. Okay, so first method is job description. In this job description, we collect information about the duties and responsibilities, like we collect information about the job title, job location, job summary, duties and responsibilities, reporting and to whom you have to report, and what are the working conditions we have, and what are the tools and equipments, any machinery is used, and what is the type of a job, whether it is part-time or contract based or full-time job, and the salary and the date of a preparation or revision, all will be collected. All information is collected. Why we need this information? Because unless we don't have this information, so we can't go for the other further operative functions of HRM, like recruitment and selection, like which kind of a person, to which kind of a person we recruit, and what are the qualifications and experiences we require. That is based entirely dependent on this particular technique called job analysis. So through this job description we collect details about all this, and next in this job analysis only we have other method called job specification, through which means to perform that particular jobs, like in assistant professor, what are the duties and responsibilities, teaching, evaluating, monitoring, and other additional duties. To perform that particular job, what are the qualification we require? For assistant professor, what are the qualification we require? PG first class, PhD. Okay, that is a specification. Okay, contains like educational qualification. Just now I said no. So so now here I am writing like PG required candidate, PG first class, PhD. So I have information. So when I'm going for a recruitment and advertising vacancy, so what specification I require? So require a candidate for the position of a assistant professor, PG, with a PG first class, PhD. Okay, and education experience. So if I require any experience to perform this particular job, I mentioned this minimum 3 years. Okay, so now we have information about the education qualification, experience, and skills and abilities. What are the skills and abilities we require? And knowledge and personal qualities like attitude, behavior, or see, for receptionist we may expect other special skills like communication skills, convincing skills, and good looking and all. Okay, and physical requirement, age limit. If if we have any age limit, like if we are going for an inspector and all, so age limit will be there. Okay, so that age limit will be written in this job specification. And language proficiency, of course, for assistant professor, if you take example of assistant, language proficiency is required. Okay, and license and certifications. So if you are writing a job description of any driver or any chemical lab assistant, then this particular licenses and all required. So if it is required, then that will be written in this job specification for each job. It is not written consolidatedly. See, for assistant professor it is different, job description, job specification is different, because see, the qualifications are different and the duties and responsibilities are different, and for associate it is different. Okay, and for professor it is different, for HOD it is different, and even in companies, see, for blue collar employees, job description will be different, like housekeeping, administrative, accounting employee, accounting assistants, look like see, we'll be having a various number of jobs. So for each job, the job description, the specification will be different, and that will be detailedly written as a statement by HR. And after getting a detailed notification about all these job description and specification, so we go for HR planning and recruitment and selection. So the purpose of a job analysis is to have a detailed idea, information about the job duties and responsibilities and the job specifications. So I think you understood well about this particular concept called job analysis. So after this job analysis, we have a other function called HR planning, which is a second sub-operative function in this procurement, as we discussed in last slide. Okay, second operative function. So let us have a glance on HR planning. HR planning. HR planning is a process of forecasting an organization's future human resource needs and making plans to ensure the right number of employees with the right skills are available at the right time. Simply, human resource management is giving a right number of employees with the right skills. Okay. Why we need a right number of employees with the right skills? Suppose we have 100 employees requirement in all levels of the organization or in various departments. But here we have only 50 employees in the organization. So deficiency is 50. Okay. So if we run with only with this particular 50 members, then people will be overburdened, right? People will be stressed and they can't give a 100% productivity. So that is the reason why. So we practice this particular function called HR planning, which means giving a right number and kind of a people whenever organization requires. Through this HR planning, people will try to match this demand with the supply of a human resource. Means always here our demand is 100, so even the supply should be 100. So this ensures by HR planning. Okay, suppose we have a surplus of employees. Means, for instance, we have a project. Now we are in need of 100 employees. Okay, after 6 months, means we done with this project. We are with the empty hands. Now we don't have any project. Okay, so we don't require these 100 employees. We can maintain with the only 24 employees. Means we have a surplus of 75 employees. Now again this HR planning will come. Okay, so what it will try to match this demand. So now the demand is only 25. The supply is more. Means how much? So it will try to match up. Means by how? By inducing the functions called retrenching and downsize. What do you mean by retrenching? Means removing of employees from the organization is called as a retrenching. Okay, so HR planning is giving a right number and kind of people whenever the organization is required. So why we induce this particular function? Unless we have a right number, so we can't give 100% productivity in the organization. So that is all about the HR planning. Next, we have a other function in this employment procurement, as we discussed. See, here we have a recruitment third operative function, which is a recruitment and selection. So first we'll discuss difference between recruitment and selection. Here I am using a recruitment and two terms like recruitment and selection. People will get confusion the difference between these two technical aspects. See, there is a difference between recruitment and selection. See, recruitment is searching for prospective employees and stimulating them to apply for jobs, whereas selection is selecting the right candidate for the right job in a right time. Okay, so recruitment is just identifying the vacancies and stimulating them or inviting these particular candidates to the doorsteps of the organization. So here, for example, we have a requirement of 20 employees. Now we have vacancies of 20 employees in the organization. So for this 20 vacancies, 100 employees have eligible employees have applied. So recruitment is just sending invitation through advertisement to this particular 100 eligible employees. So this 100 eligible employment, inviting this 100 eligible employees is referred as a recruitment. But selection is among these 100 employees, we select these 20 employees whose skills are exactly matching with the job requirement. Okay, so that is a difference between recruitment and selection. Recruitment is just an invitation to all the eligible candidates, but selection is selecting the right candidate for the right job in a right time. And here, let us have a glance on the process of recruitment. See here, a process of recruitment and selection will go hand in hand. There is a slight difference between these two as we discussed now. So let us have a glance on the process of a recruitment. So first we identify the vacancy. See, what is a vacancy? We just now we have discussed. Now we have 20 vacancies which are there in our organization, and after identifying the vacancy, we verify the job analysis through which we get information about all these 20 variety of jobs which are there in the organization. Then we advertise about this particular vacancies, different vacancies which are there in the organization, and then we receive the applications. Okay, if we see for this 20, we get 200 applications. We can't take these 200 applicants into the organization. What is our requirement? Only 20. So we screen this particular 20 applications as 100. Okay. So after screening applications into 100, then we conduct an interview. So in these 100 again we screen by conducting a various types of interviews, like written examination. In a written examination, we have screened 50 candidates now, and then we have other rounds like technical rounds, background verification, stress interview. So like we'll be having various types of interviews depending on the nature and the requirement of jobs. So after screening into third round, then we have a 30, and after screening of the fourth round, so we have selected this 20. So what is our requirement? 20. So we select only 20. So after conducting interview, then we select the right candidate who bestly fit for the job, and then we provide the job offer. So likewise this recruitment process will go on. Okay, then we'll have a glance on induction and orientation, which is last sub-operative function in this particular procurement and employment, which is a first operative function of a HR. So what is induction and orientation? Here, induction and orientation is a process of introducing new employee to the organization, their job and the working environment. So introducing employee to the simply induction and orientation means introducing employee to the organization and introducing organization to the employee. Why we need to introduce this organization and to the employee and to the organization? See, because it helps the employee feel welcomed and understand the company's rules, culture, policies. And see, if we introduce these policies and procedures, people or employee will feel comfortable and he feel confident about performing of his duties and responsibilities, since he is new to the organization. So that is the reason why it is our responsibility to conduct or to induce this particular technical operative function called induction and orientation, in which we introduce organization policies, procedures to the employee, and simultaneously we introduce this employee to the organization so that both will be comfortable. Okay, so likewise this particular induction and the orientation will be induced in the organization for a better comfort and productivity of the employee who is newly selected in the organization. Okay, so these are the various operative functions which are exclusively performed by HR manager. In next video, we are going to discuss about the second operative function, which is called as a HRD, Human Resource Development, in which we discuss about the training, what is training and difference between training and development, and various methods of training. Means we have on-the-job methods and off-the-job methods, and we have performance appraisal, in which we are going to discuss about the process and the methods of performance appraisal, and we have a motivational theories, in which we are going to discuss about various important theories like Maslow's Hierarchy and Douglas McGregor X and Y theory, to stimulate the interactions of the employee for a better productivity and better results for the success of the organization. Thank you. Have a good day.